Hello everyone, welcome to this video about some very cool Django tricks, and I'm still experimenting with the setup. So this is again my phone, but now because someone remarked that it was kind of a shame that I didn't have access to a backing track, I thought why not use iReal Pro, like the app with all the charts. It's hard to see now, but it has a functionality to use it as a backing track. It's not high quality, but it might be good enough, or it is good enough while traveling, and I can connect it to a Bluetooth speaker, and then, I always have my Bluetooth speaker with me anyway, so that's good on the road. So this video is about some Django tricks, but not that I actually transcribed them from Django. This is the way that I learned them from Stochelo. And that happened by coincidence. I didn't go looking for those tricks that I know from Django in Stochelo's playing. No, we started the Rosenberg Academy seven years ago, and I've transcribed so many Stochelo solos by now that I've encountered all of those effects in Stochelo's playing, and naturally I learned them to play them that way, which is very close to Django anyway, but of course it's with 4 fingers, and maybe he uses it in some different places. But I want to show you those tricks. And the video says 5 tricks, but it's actually 4, because the 5th one you can find on Instagram TV, IGTV, which is, I've just started experimenting with that. And it's strange, or it's weird for me because it's vertical video. So I have to kind of shift the camera around to fit the guitar in the frame. But the nice thing about IGTV is that it is a very short format, right? You make a video of 2-3 minutes, and with less production necessity, and it's just a quicker format. So I want to use IGTV as a platform for sharing just little things I've just discovered, things that I don't want to put in an official video on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to show you 4 tricks in this video, and then you can find the 5th trick in the Instagram video on my Instagram account, and I will link to that video in the description of this video. Okay, so let's start with the tricks. I'm first going to show you all 4 of them, and then I'm going to show you how it would sound if I start improvising with those tricks. And they're really tricks. They're not so much licks as they are really guitar effects that are not tied to a specific chord. You can pretty much play them on the 1 chord or the 2 or the 5 or the 4, right? All the diatonic chords. So the first trick I just played in the intro, and you will see the tab on screen now. Shift the camera down. So it sounds like this when I play it slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's start with the end. So the end, the final bar, it says 3, 4. So it's 2 triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a 16th notes and a triplet again. So the reason I wrote it down like this, because in reality, both Django and Stochelo just play these notes as fast as possible. But it's easier to practice this if you divide the rhythms like this. That's the way I learned to play it. And why is it easy? Because the 16th notes, right? There are 17 notes in this bar, so we can play 3 triplets. that is 12 notes. But then we have, that's 9 notes. Sorry, there's not 17 notes in the bar. There is 13 notes in the bar. So we can play 3 triplets. That makes 9 notes. But then we have 4 notes left. So we need to play 16 somewhere. And I chose to put them from the C to the open G string because it's just easy to play. It's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And it's 1, 0, 2, 0. So, but in practice, of course, these notes will be so fast that you really cannot play these rhythms precisely. But the way I think about it is as follows. I just play these first 6 notes very relaxed. As soon as I hit the C, I'm just gonna speed up a little bit and then play the last notes relaxed again. If I would exaggerate it, this is the effect, you know? Right, so I'm just gonna speed up those 4 notes and play the rest of the lick. I'm gonna try to play them very clean. Okay, and then the beginning, the first bar, which is repeated 2 times. Of course, you don't have to play it 3 times. You can play it as many times as you want. It's just, I wrote it down in 4 bars. It is, there's one pull-off from the G to the B, F sharp. So you get down, down, up, pull off, up. And it's an effect, so not all the notes have to be super clean, especially when the tempo is really fast. It's going to be very difficult. But if you give an accent on the first D and on the G, the highest note, the effect is there. So that's the first lick. So let's go to the second one. The second lick is this thing. It looks very complicated at the tap, but it's just playing a hammer-on pull-off from 10 to 12 on the G string, then play a D, that's 12 on the D string, and then do the same thing on the B string and go back to the D. So you get, that will be the ending. So it's written in the tab like 3 times. But you can play it as many times as you want. Or maybe once only. It's a kind of a bluesy effect on the G chord, because you're kind of playing a D minor triad. And Django would use it mostly on the 1 chord. So he would have a 2-5. Right, that's once. So if I repeat it, you get. Right, it's a kind of a bluesy, typical Django sound. Good one to add to your repertoire. Okay, the next one is a is quite difficult to play with your right hand. But let me play it slowly for you once. 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. It's just a major triad. Just going up chromatically. And I've written it down in the tab in a 2-5-1, right? It starts before the chords, 1, 2. Of course, but it's completely outside. It's just triads. But triad is such a strong structure that you can basically play this anywhere. But the way to start hearing it is just start, I think of it as this, right? We're in the key of G. So I'm gonna start on F sharp on the high E string till I hit the 3rd, and then I'm gonna resolve it. Typical Django. But if, once you get a little bit further with this lick, once you hear it, you can pretty much start it anywhere and just find a way to resolve it. Maybe I could start on the B flat. not a B flat triad, right? I think I'm talking about the highest note. And resolve it there to G. So any way you want to do it. Now the picking, there's several ways you can do it. You can play it with only one upstroke, there, and rest down. That's how Stochelo would play it. Or you can play two upstrokes, there too. Or you can play it with a slide. So you slide on the lowest note. I would probably change between these ways depending on the tempo. When the tempo is really fast, I might do the slide. When the tempo is slower, I could maybe do all downstrokes. Or the one with two upstrokes. Just find your way. But the first thing is to experiment with this lick pretty much on any song, anywhere. But maybe try it on a 2-5-1 or on the 1 chord, starting on the major 7, sliding up to the 3rd. So in the key of G from F sharp to B. Okay, the third one is a very nice one. It's just a chromatic scale, starting on the 9 of the key. So we're on the key of G. We're gonna start on the A until we hit the 5th, the D. And we're gonna play it like this. And I've written it down starting after the 1. That's how it's usually played. So 1. So it's groups of 3 notes, but it's still 8 notes, right? That's the nice effect. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And the way I pick it is down, up, down, down, up, down. You gotta play it like that for the accents. You wanna have an accent on every group of 3. Of course, what makes a lick is the playing the same note on 2 strings with the slide. You can just stay in position and then play this. Right, and you can experiment with this lick by going down, up and down, maybe like this. I mean, you could do many things, but usually it's just played upwards, usually from the 9 to the 5th. And this phrase has a little variation for you, or it's not a little variation, it's a completely different lick actually, but it starts with the repeating notes. So you see it now on the screen. Slowly it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Typical Django. He plays it in the solo, I think, of Brick Top. So the first thing with the repeating A's, you can play it as many times as you want, but when you want to end it, you play it one more time on the B string, then you play this triplet, great little phrase, right? So okay, now to end it, I'm gonna play maybe a chorus of Let It Be Good with the backing track of I Real. Don't be annoyed by the piano chords. They're kind of weird, but you know, it works for demonstration purposes. And I'll maybe also be playing that phrase that I'm gonna teach you on IGTV. So maybe you can pick it up and maybe you can guess which lick it is. If you want to learn that lick, go click the link on this video for IGTV, Instagram television, and follow me there. Okay, let's turn on the backing track. So yeah, there I just played the phrases. Of course, I would never play a solo really like that, playing all those tricks one after another. I just would maybe pick two, and then play them at moments in the solo that I think it could use a little excitement. Actually, I didn't play that one lick I'm going to teach you on IGTV, but it's a great one. So I'll see you all there. And of course, I'll see you also in the next YouTube video. I often forget to say it, but I really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. I passed 10,000, which is great. So now I'm looking for 20,000. And hopefully I'll get there sooner than later. If you want to support me a little more, you could always take a look at my Patreon. And I've also just added a paypal.me link for people that want to do one-time donations, that don't want to do the Patreon thing. Go check that out if you want to. And of course, if you don't want to, no problem. You can just watch the videos. But at least check out the video on IGTV. Bye.